What is adventure? Let's go.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is Jack from Unveil. Today, we're gonna talk about Rivian R2 and everything you need to know before the Unveil event. Let's get into it. As everyone knows, that Rivian R1S and R1T are making a splash on American road. Rivian is now turning its sight into a new compact-sized EV category called the R2. The details of how many models will be unveiled are still murky, but from the trademark, we checked that Rivian registered 2S, 2T, and 2C, so any name could be actually possible during the Unveil event. Most of the speculations online is the smaller compact-sized SUV called the R2S, which is shown in the Rivian Instagram, and will be targeted as the major Tesla Model Y competitor. The Rivian R2 Unveil date is already announced in the Rivian's official website, and it will be March 7th, 10 a.m. Pacific time. The Rivian CEO RJ has called the R2 the company Model 3 moment, so there's a lot of riding on this vehicle being a mass market hit than the company expected to be. The pricing will also be announced during the Unveil event, and the CEO has called the $48,000 an important sweet spot for buyers switching from the gasoline vehicle to electric cars. So this sort of indicates that the R2S is most likely going to land in the $40,000 to $60,000 price range. It is also noted from the company website that you can directly reserve an R2 during the R2 Unveil event, and with a fully refundable $100 deposit. Rivian R2 will be built in Social Circle, Georgia in 2026. The factory in Georgia is a new factory Rivian will build, and is smaller than the Carroll, Illinois one, which is currently producing R1 product line and the Rivian delivery one. The initial R2 production will be annual 200,000 vehicles. This doesn't mean the company will make 200,000 vehicles in 2026. This means as the production ramps up, and it will reach 200,000 annually. Rivian also notes that they will reach 400,000 max capacity annually during the production ramp up. I think this is an achievable goal compared with Tesla is producing 700,000 Model Y in 2023. And however, this leaves us 2 years time waiting for R2 to be available. And what could happen in these 2 years we will not know, include the customer demand and the R2 final design and overall company financial status. And I will cover the company situation in a later session in this video. This is confirmed that Rivian R2 will support NACS, which is North American Charging Standard, basically J3400. As we all know, that Tesla has already opened its supercharging network to Rivian, and we can see a lot of videos online that people take their Rivian to the supercharger. And this is definitely a great benefit for the Rivian to use Tesla's supercharging network, which is still the biggest and the most reliable charging system across the US compared with other companies. Rivian did confirm in its first environmental impact report that R2 will be a lower price mid-size vehicle, coming in smaller and more affordable than R1T and R1S. And this first environmental report is actually a good source of truth that we can analyze and how R2 is going to look like. I quoted this message from the report that we plan to leverage our many learnings from R1 to drive down the costs while delivering performance features and capabilities that will inspire customers. This is an important message that the cost needs to be reduced on R2. And R1 product line is still very important to the company that Rivian wouldn't want to make R1 not a desirable product after R2's debut. I would imagine they wouldn't need a quad motor for R2, and most likely this is going to be just dual motor or even a real motor. And when you hear this, you might say, oh no, the company will never do single motor because it needs a car to do the off-roading. If you look at like a lot of the customers from the Rivian, they just use the car to commute and they will never use it to off-roading. So anything could be actually possible if they can help the company to drive down the cost. The car's shape is also an important factor, that the boxy looking will actually cause some issues with the aerodynamic. And from a range perspective, how R2S is going to compare with Tesla Model Y is still an unknown factor. A recent patent application also shown the vehicle that appears slightly different and smaller than our electric SUV that we know. Specifically, the vehicle depicted the picture slightly different headlamps and a more compact design than the current three-row SUV. The image also looks similar to the recent photo that was taken of a suspected Rivian R2 in Los Angeles. The picture was shot from a parking lot, and from many sources online, we think this is a real photo, not the AI-generated one. The vehicle that was quickly debated to potentially be the R2 due to its seemingly smaller size and the fact that it features different wheels and the charging location was actually on the back of the vehicle. Personally, I'm a big fan of the charging port being on the passenger side because if you came across off the street with the L2 chargers, then the passenger side is actually more accessible and safest side to plug in. Another place that could have a lot of changes is the interior. The interior might not look like R1T or R1S and less luxurious. My guess is it might not even have the center screen as Tesla Model Y. But I think all these details should be unveiled in the March 7th event. RJ also said in an interview that our set of products that we will call creatively R2 will be smaller in terms of form factors, but also a much lower price point. So he mentioned a set of products, not a product. And that doesn't mean that we'll get another R2T, which is an even smaller size pickup truck. And in my opinion, I don't think this is really possible because R1T is already not a full-size truck compared with F-150 Lightning and Tesla Cybertruck. I personally own an R1T myself, and it can perfectly fit in my garage. And I guess we'll all see from the event, and I will be pretty excited if the Rivian can actually make a full Maverick-sized pickup truck that some of the customers in the US market is gonna like it. The price prediction will be, as I mentioned earlier, $40,000 to $60,000, and it's possible that Rivian will have the launch edition as its first debut, and which is at a higher price point. And then once the production ramp up in 2026 or 2027, and they will start producing lower trim vehicles. And next, let's talk about the company. Among the last couple of years, Rivian has built its reputation in the US market, and the R1S delivery is actually exceeding the Tesla Model X in 2023. Rivian is using its unique market position and adventure vehicle target to gain a lot of customers. In the next few years, it is really the critical moment for the company to drive down the cost by improving the supply chain, new factory efficiency, and the technology like decreased battery cost and the new Enduro Drive unit. It's obvious R2 is the key vehicle to the company at the moment. And as CEO RJ noted, this could be company's Model 3 moment and turn the company to be profitable. A little more note about the company that Rivian is still burning cash and really at stake, especially after recent Q4 earnings call. The Rivian production was 57,000 vehicles and is way below than expected 81,700 vehicles. As for now, Rivian is still losing $30,000 when selling an R1 product. So will you reserve an R2? Personally, I'm really excited about the event. And I'm waiting for this car for a long time, and I'm going to place the order during the event. So what about you? And definitely leave your comment below and share more of your thoughts about R2. Also, I will post another video immediately after the March 7th event to basically summarize what happened during the Unveil event. If you like this video, please hit that like button, and if you find out my channel is useful and helpful for you, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.